Welcome to Ellis Mowers and More. I want to make a clarification on the video before we start here. We're going to start with a John Deere X500. This is not the one that I fixed in the spring of 2025, but rather in the summer of 2024. And on this video, we're going to see the journey that I took in trades and how much money I ended up making off of that mower altogether. Let's go ahead and get started. On today's video, we're going to start out with this X500. You're not going to see anything except for this opening clip. Got a trade deal lined up. Going to see if we can make this work. Guy wants to trade me 2 John Deere X300s and a yard trailer for, plus I will be giving him some money on my end, around $450 or so, in order to make this deal work. I honestly think it's a fair deal. One of the X300s is in great shape. They have both of them have under 200 hours. One of them is in great shape. He's currently using it. However, he has a hill at his home that he sees that his neighbor's got an X700 series, and he sees how well that thing climbs the hill and his 300 can't. This has got the locking differential on it. That's what he's been looking for. I had this thing priced at $1,700. Trying to get $1,500 for it because most of the examples in my area that I see on Marketplace are pushing $2,000 to $2,200, and they have even higher hours on them. So I think that I'm going to be making a good deal here. I'm hoping that I can turn around that X300 that has pretty low hours and sell it for about $1,400 or $1,500. And then on top of that, I'll have the yard trailer, which will probably go for $150 to $200, which means that I'll have about, give or take, let's see, 1950, thinking about it here, like maybe $300 to $400 in that other X300, which I could probably turn around and sell for around $1,100 or maybe $1,200 or $1,300. The only thing I saw bad about it was that the tires are really flat. It has been sitting for some time after one of his relatives, I think, passed away, if I remember correctly. So if it's anything like this, which I got for $200, that's been sitting for a couple of years, it's probably not going to take too much except for seeing if I can keep, or maybe putting some tubes in the tires and just general maintenance stuff in order to get that back going again. So that's going to be really nice if that's the case. And that's going to be kind of the deal breaker if I am able to make out on this trade deal. So, multifaceted video here. We're going to start out with the trade deal, kind of tell you what I end up getting for all of that, and then we're going to go into the repair of the X300 and just kind of take it as it comes as we get going here on this video. We'll see how it all pans out. Hopefully y'all enjoy it, but I'm going to enjoy seeing this go because this is one of the best deals I got, honestly, throughout the entire year here. Had to fix a couple wiring issues, bought it for $200, and sharpened the blades and changed the oil and put an air filter in it, and it's ready to go. So really, really satisfied already with getting rid of this, but also hopefully the trade deal that I get. Let's see what comes in. I'll show it to y'all, and then we'll see what happens after that. Alright guys, so not really much to see here on this one. This is probably going to turn into another trade train video, which it seems like a lot of them are turning into lately. These didn't really need that much. I put a discharge sheet on this one over here, which is a couple bolts. I swapped the seats around. This mower is already sold. It is, I'm getting 2 riders on trade that don't really need anything, plus a tiller that's in new shape, one of them 2-cycle tillers, and potentially a Greenworks blower, we'll see. But that one's good to go. Didn't really have to do anything to it except put a discharge sheet on it and a little bit of ATF in one of the front tires because it was leaking down a little bit. Now this one right here, I've put 2 tire tubes in just to get it so that I could drive it around. Now the tires on this thing are absolute trash, so we're going to have to work on that. and I think I got some tires in the back that hopefully will work, but we'll see. But at least I got this thing running, driving around now. Put the battery from this was from 2017, so I put a battery in this one. Put the old battery in this since it still worked, and this one's not quite as nice. So probably gonna put rear tires on this thing and just get everything spruced up, and probably list this thing for around $1,000, $1,100 maybe, because we do have a couple of small cracks in the hood, and I will need to kind of shine it up a little bit in order to even get close to that. I did sell one with a 38-inch deck earlier this year that was in worse shape than this for like $900, I think. So I think I can pull $1,000 out of this one. And then this one, I'll detail what we end up trading for here in the next clip. But this one's going to its new home tomorrow. This one, hopefully I can get turned around tomorrow so that I can get it up for sale as well. John Deere number 1 is gone. I'll show you everything that I got on trade. He also is going to be giving me $250 for the difference. Reason you're probably thinking, well, you don't have a lot of money to make off of these, but the thing is, I'm going to make about the same amount of money. I will say that it is a lot easier, especially this time of year, to sell cheaper items than it is to sell an X300, because I had an X350 for sale for like a month at $1,500 and nobody wants it. With a bagger, by the way. But either way, got this blower that runs, this tiller that's brand new. The blower will be a $50 blower. This will run anywhere between $125 to $150 because it's in brand new condition. And so, you know, that's $200 right there, which means that I have about $450 so far, which is what I'd make off of the trade. I probably would have sold that John Deere for about $1,300 or so, most likely, just because of how nice it was. Now the other two machines I got on trade are this Murray 24-inch. All I got to do is slap a blade on it and list it. It's probably going to get like $400 maybe. Probably more like 300. So where are we at? Like 550 roughly. And then we got the Southern States here that y'all may have seen already in a trade deal. So this thing right here just don't want to leave me, and it's a good machine, and I don't he just wanted to upgrade to a John Deere, so there's nothing really wrong with this. He's a much taller, larger guy, so he ended up putting a Temu seat on it. I do have the original seat, so I'll swap back the original seat, I'll clean it up, and I think I'm going to put a new set of blades on this. And this one's off. This one's another $650 to $700 mower. So if I get $650 for it, which I should, what that be? $650 and $550 is going to be about $1,200, and that's if I sell it outright. So that's about what I get for the John Deere. This guy's been a great customer, so he's been wanting to work his way up to a John Deere. So this worked out for him. Like I said, $1,200 or so, minimal work, should work out for me too. Remember, we'll go through the whole money process here because it's starting to get a little bit thick, so to speak, in the weeds on that. But either way, I think we're going to make out pretty well off of all of these. And like I said, I should be able to sell these a lot easier than trying to sell that X300 this time of year. It is a little rainy today. I got a lot to do today, so I'm going to tackle these within the next couple of days. Hopefully get this one listed tomorrow. Hopefully get the other X300 listed tomorrow, and then I already got those other two taking pictures, the blower and the tiller, that I'll just sell outright. I won't take any trades on them. Well, I got everything ready to go for the two mowers that I got in that trade deal for the first X300. The second X300 is hanging out back here waiting for a sale as well. So I've got 3 mowers potentially. The Murray 24 inch, I just need to give it a wash, top it off with some oil, and replace the blade on it. The blade was like 20 bucks, so that's not too bad. And then we'll round over here to the other 2 machines that we have. So the second X300 is over here, and what I had to do to it, I shined up the hood a little bit. The front tires hold air now that after I put a tube in them. I could not get one of the rear tubes off, or one of the rear tires off of the mower that I wanted to use the tires off of, so I do have one of the old tires still here, the one that wasn't flat spotted to the point where it felt like you were driving a Fred Flintstone around. It actually is smooth now. And then the other side has got a different tread tire, but it works just fine. I leveled the deck in accordance to those, and it's good to go. Change the oil, sharpen the blades, and then I had to kind of duct tape the seat there a little bit. I got it listed for $1,200, so it's relatively cheap for as good a condition as it is, and the amount of hours that it has on it. I may have, we'll see if it sells like that. And then the other one here, the Southern States, ended up just sharpening the blades on it. Had to replace a starter solenoid. Gave it a good cleaning. Got it listed for $650. I think it's going to sell tomorrow for $600, although I'm going to have to deliver. Sales are a little bit harder to come by this time of year, so he offered that. He's about 15 to 20 minutes up the road. We'll load it in the caravan, take it up to him, and hopefully this mower will be gone for good. So I'll keep y'all updated on the sales and the numbers here on this video. Alright guys, so good news. The Southern States mower has sold for 600 bucks. It did not get a trade. I ended up delivering it about 15-20 minutes away. I had it listed for $650, but I was ready to move, and he had the money, and we were good to go. So to give y'all an update on what we have so far, and I'm going to update it right here. So far with the X500, spent $200 on that, and then when I got the trade deal for the X300s and the trailer over here, I gave the guy $450. So I was $650 in the hole at that point. I did the trade deal on the X300, and I got $250 on my end for that. So that brought me back to $650 minus $250 would be what, $400, right? So I was $400 in the hole. Now I've sold the Southern States rider for $600, which means that I am now plus $200 on everything. So that's good. So that's our current status. Now, what we have left. So I got $200 in the pocket. Obviously, I've got a couple of batteries as part of that that I got to take out off of that. So we're probably at about $140 or so in the pocket. But I still have the yard trailer, the 24-inch Murray rider, which I had to put a blade on, which is about 20 bucks. I got listed for $500. I've had a couple of inquiries about it actually at 500 bucks, which I was kind of surprised. I've got the mini tiller, the little cheap blower, and also another X300 the second X300 that is fixed. So I got the X300 listed for $1,200, the blower listed for $50, the mini tiller listed for $150, the Murray rider for $500, and the trailer for $150. So yeah, $150. So that'd be what, let's see, $800. It's like right at $1,200 worth of, or excuse me, right at $2,000 worth of items that if I sold outright, I should be able to get anywhere between probably about $1,700 and $2,000 for it. As each of them sells, I'll give you all a quick update as to where we're at. But so far, like I said, we are $200 in the good, and we have 5 items that we need to sell from all the trade deals in the lot. So let's see what happens. We'll keep this video going until we sell them all and don't have any trade-ins. Alright guys, and very quickly I have sold the yard trailer as part of the X300 trade for $150. So we'll add that money to the pile as we have quite a few more items to sell. An X300, the Murray Rider, the tiller, and the blower are still remaining. So we'll see what sells next, and I'll update y'all on how much money we have in the pocket so far then. Alright guys, so the Murray mower has sold now as well. It sold for $450. I had it listed for about a week, and somebody came from about an hour away to pick it up. He was looking for just a small rider that ended up working perfectly for him. So all in, so far, I am $800 in the good, and I have sold a lot of stuff. The only things that I have left to sell from all the trade deals, I have one X300 left that's not going for any less than $1,000. I have a tiller, the mini tiller, which is going to go for no less than $125 because it's brand new, and then a blower which is going to sell for about $50. So we've got a little bit more left to sell. We'll see when it's all said and done how well I end up making out compared to if I would have just sold the X500 outright. Let's see what sells next. Well, here after a really busy weekend of sales, got another sale on this trade train, so to speak, and it's the big one. It's the X300. It's the second X300 that I had in the trade train. Sold it for $1,100 with delivery to about 15 minutes away. Did not get a trade for it, so all cash is good, right? So that has brought the total up to $1,900 in the pocket so far. Remember, we started with the X500, which I was hoping to get about $1,500 for. So we've compounded that so far. We are now $400 over what my expected sale price was for that X500. And we have two items left, which are going to bring anywhere between $150 and $200 additional, which are going to be the mini tiller that's brand new and the little cheap weed eater blower. Just waiting on those purchases. I'll update y'all when those get bought, and after they get bought, we will total up everything, see how we did. Well, got another sale out of the lot. Remember, two items left. The blower is gone, the little weed eater blower. Sold it for $50. So that brings our total for in the pocket gross sales wise $1,950 in this X500 lot. The only thing left to sell is that brand new Craftsman tiller. We shall see what that brings, and if for some crazy reason I get a trade on that, then we'll continue this trade train. But I think that will be finished after this tiller. May take a little bit of time, but we'll see how long it takes because it is not growing season anymore. But that's all that's left. Well, we're many months later, and it's almost planting season. I got a couple inquiries about this today. A lot of people want to get it for $100. I would not let it go for that because it's brand new, $249 or something like that. So, and there's, like you said, there's not even any dirt behind the tines there. So I got somebody coming for $120. I wanted to get $140 for it, but that's okay. And if the sale goes through, then this video is done, and we'll total up all the totals from all the trades that I did to get to this point to see how much I actually made. So that first person came by, he actually thought that that was going to be a regular size tiller. The pictures and the description obviously showed that it was a mini tiller, so he didn't pick it up. But here we are about a little over a week later, middle of March, and finally just sold that Craftsman mini tiller for $140. So with all the stuff that you've seen in this video, our final tally for how much money we made off of a John Deere X500 that I paid $200 for, you know, minus whatever expenses there were involved with it, which I don't think there were too many in the grand scheme of things. But we have a total of $2,090 of money in the pocket from all of those sales. That's before expenses. Like I said, you probably got maybe $100 in gas and driving to pick up stuff and fixing things. Definitely doing more than $200. My original goal was to get $2,000 for the X500, and through all these trades, I did end up getting that. I wish I had done a little bit better, but you know, through all this, and I can't remember all the trade deals off the top of my head now because it's been probably 7 or 8 months since we fixed that X500 and sold it. So quite a few trade deals to get to this point, but everything's good with it. And we are all done. That was the last piece of the puzzle, that tiller. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this video, figuring out, you know, how much can we trade a John Deere X500 up to. And in reality, in this case, we got about $90 more than my goal price if I sold it outright. So is it a win? I don't know. I think it's a win because I still made plenty of money off of it, but would it have been easier to sell it outright? Potentially, but I don't think in hindsight I would have gotten $2,000 for it, even with the low hours, because I had the cracked hood. It was probably more like a $1,500 to $1,700 mower, considering that I just sold one for very similar to that with a little bit more hours on it for $1,500. So in reality, I think I made a little bit more than if I had just sold it outright by doing all these trades. But either way, it gets the job done, and got money in the pocket, and we'll take it, and it made for hopefully a good video that y'all have enjoyed here. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully y'all did enjoy it. I've got another trade deal video whenever I can finally sell a push mower out there, which hopefully you'll see coming up here in a few weeks as well. I'll catch y'all on the next video. We got plenty of repairs to do outside and plenty more vlogs coming here on the channel. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you next time.